the immigration debate hitting home.
I saw the mess and I screamed.
Plus, Bible school setup in Chester takes an unexpected turn. And later,
I'm Tommy Lynch with MTN News. Coming up, we look at lane filtering, a technique for motorcyclists to stay safer on the road. Stick around.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening and thank you for trusting MTN for your 530 News. I'm Tim McGonigal. First this evening. Good evening and thanks for trusting MTN for your 530 News coverage. I'm Tim McGonigal. We begin tonight in Missoula, where Christopher Martinez, a Mexican citizen taken into custody in Helena last week, appeared before a judge. His attorneys today arguing their client's detainment is unconstitutional, while the government counters that Martinez has a record of entering the country illegally. MTN senior political reporter Jonathan Ambarian was in court today and brings us the latest.
Christopher Martinez was in attendance for what federal attorneys call a standard immigration case, but what his attorneys say was egregious racial profiling. Cameras are not allowed inside federal courthouses, but I and MTN's Tony Cornish Jr. were there for the hearing. Martinez was brought in handcuffs, but was let loose and embraced his wife and children before and after the hearing.
For me, it was scary, not even having the chance to have like a solution for him, or not knowing exactly where he was. It was also really scary for me.
Martinez's attorneys argue his detention was a constitutional violation. Helena police were working with immigration authorities to find 2 other men with warrants for their arrest. And his attorneys say the only reason they stopped him was because he was Latino.
If this unlawful detention is not challenged until immigration proceedings commence and are finalized, then it essentially destroys any opportunity for Christopher to obtain relief on his unlawful detention, because he will have been in detention during that entire time.
The U.S. Attorney's Office is defending the government's actions. They argue the actual justification for the stop was his vehicle's expired registration, and whatever else led up to it, that was a valid stop. And once authorities determined his identity and that he was in the country unlawfully, that information can't be suppressed. Federal attorneys said in a court filing that Martinez had crossed illegally into the U.S. and been removed several times, including multiple times in 2021. They also said he had been arrested in Helena in 2023. MTN found a written citation from Helena police, which said Martinez assaulted his wife. That charge was subject to deferred prosecution and later dismissed. Judge Dana Christensen questioned whether he had the authority to take the actions Martinez's attorneys are asking. Federal attorneys said these issues can be brought up in immigration court. The courtroom was full Thursday afternoon with some people in the back standing. Many were supporters of Martinez. Outside the courtroom, one protester raised a banner saying "Abolish ICE," and others held signs criticizing federal actions.
When people are afraid, they act out, and lies become a trigger. So the lies are being used to trigger people against refugees and people who have come here looking for a better place to live.
Christensen said he would take this matter under advisement, but that he understood he needed to act quickly. He asked that federal attorneys confirm that Martinez would not be removed from the U.S. until he's had a chance to make his decision. In Missoula, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
We wanted to know more about immigration cases specifically in Montana. MTN spoke to a Missoula immigration attorney, Randall Cottle from River Mountain Immigration. Randall says the immigration process can be complicated, especially in other parts of the country, but in Montana, resources are readily available.
There is no legal pathway for 95% of immigrants that want to come here. So that there is no, it's not back during the Ellis Island days when people could just get on a boat and show up at Ellis Island and then immigrate here. So Montana's immigration office is awesome and quick. So most cases are getting to interview there in like 6 months, maybe sometimes less, sometimes a little more, but they're quick. If you're in San Francisco, you're probably going to be waiting 1.5 years.
Martinez's arrest in Helena has reverberated throughout the capital city. It's prompted protests, heated public comment at city and county meetings, and responses from elected leaders. And most recently, posters have even been put up around town urging people to report immigration enforcement activities. A Shelby woman who attempted to harbor illegal aliens has been found guilty by a federal jury. Following a 2-day trial, 41-year-old Kristen Mitchell was found guilty of 1 count of attempted harboring of illegal aliens. Mitchell faces 5 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, and 3 years of supervised release. This all stems from events that happened earlier this year. In March, she and 2 men were detained and taken to the Sweetgrass Border Patrol station. The 2 men, who Mitchell claimed did not speak English, had no documents to verify their status in the country. Agents found out the men were from Venezuela, and officers say neither had a record of being legally admitted into the country. A third man from Honduras was also found staying at Mitchell's home. Mitchell, who is a U.S. citizen, has multiple prior convictions for immigration offenses. She'll be sentenced November 5th.
A cold front is beginning to work its way through north central Montana, so we currently have a wide range of temperatures. Temperatures range from the lower 50s in Glacier County to the mid 80s in northeastern Montana. No surprise, where we have the coolest temperatures is where the cold front has already passed through. No matter where you are, though, it is about 5 to 30 degrees cooler right now than it was yesterday at this time. And temperatures will continue to cool down as we head into tonight and tomorrow. It's also been a gusty day today. Peak wind gusts between 30 and 45 miles per hour in a lot of locations. Right now, sustained wind speeds are between 10 and 30 miles per hour, and that wind is coming out of the west-northwest or the northwest in most locations. There have been a few showers and isolated thunderstorms out there this afternoon and evening as well. Tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. Definitely spend some time outdoors if you can. This weekend we are going to have beautiful summer weather with hot temperatures and mostly sunny skies. And then cooler and wetter weather returns for early next week. And I'll have a look at your 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Members of a church on the High Line have been hard at work getting ready for Vacation Bible School for children to attend next week. But they were surprised and saddened recently to find out their efforts had been thwarted by vandalism. MTN's Anissa Coomer has the story from Chester.
Shock, and devastation.
Vacation Bible School in Chester has been months in the making, with volunteers designing an interactive experience for kids. But just 1 week before the doors were set to open, this is what organizers walked into.
I saw the mess and I screamed.
Displays torn apart, pictures ripped from the walls, Bibles thrown across pews, even light fixtures damaged.
Some kids who broke in here yesterday between the afternoon and just wrecked everything. I was just shooken, like I was scared.
Cameron Jensen helped set up the Bible school, and now he's one of the many working to restore it.
The entire mountainscape was just ruined. Brown paper everywhere.
Dozens of community members are stepping up, cleaning, vacuuming, and taping, trying to bring the many Bible school stations back to life.
I can't believe all these people did it in less than half an hour. So, pretty amazing. This just shows what our community is about.
Liberty County Sheriff's deputies are currently investigating the vandalism. They've reportedly collected fingerprints and believe local kids may be responsible. Despite the damage, leaders say Vacation Bible School will still go on, a testament to the power of a community. In Chester, I'm Anissa Coomer, MTN News.
A recent Facebook post has people talking about lane filtering, but what does that law really say? MTN's Tommy Lynch clears up the confusion and explains what's allowed on Montana roads.
As the lights turn red and traffic slows down, motorcyclists may filter through the traffic. This is called lane filtering, and it is a perfectly legal thing to do here in Montana. Russ Enos has been riding motorcycles since he was 6 years old.
I grew up in a motorcycle shop. My folks sold motorcycles, and I've been a lifelong motorcyclist.
Enos knows that as the weather gets nicer, more riders are out on the road.
I think it's the time of year when there's lots of motorcycles on the road, and we as motorcyclists ask that, watch for us. We're harder to see.
To protect motorcyclists, they are allowed to lane filter.
It's legal to filter through traffic as long as cars are doing 10 miles an hour or less, and the motorcycle is doing 20 miles an hour or less, and there is room to safely pass in the same lane that the car is in.
This is not to be confused with lane splitting, which is illegal. This is when motorcyclists cut through traffic that is moving faster than 10 miles an hour.
It is up to the motorcyclist to do it safely and do it below the speed limits that are set.
Many motorcycle accidents happen when they get rear-ended, and lane filtering is a way to lessen these accidents.
It allows us an escape route. It allows us to be safer, to be between the vehicles.
But lane filtering is not always understood or appreciated by drivers.
I think it's just more of a surprise. You know, and like I said, I mean, when you're sitting there at a light, you know, and a motorcycle kind of feels like it kind of rips up, it startles them.
Driver's ed teacher Derek Singer says that it's important to teach drivers about lane filtering so they can be on the lookout for it.
I try to teach the kids every time their foot hits the brake, their eyes should glance in the rearview mirror.
This is why it's important to stay aware of your surroundings while driving and share the road.
Give yourself plenty of time. Plenty of time to look. Don't be so rushed at a stoplight or a stop sign, perhaps. You know, is make sure that you've looked both ways clearly.
In Great Falls, I'm Tommy Lynch, MTN News.
Coming up, we take you to one of the largest Native American gatherings in the country. See what's new this year for the North American Indian Days in Browning.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 530 News.
One of the Blackfeet Nation's most anticipated events is underway in Browning. Starting today and running through Sunday, the tribe is celebrating North American Indian Days. MTN's Owen Skornick-Hayes takes us to one of the largest gatherings of U.S. and Canadian tribes.
This weekend, Browning will be transformed into one of the largest hubs of indigenous culture in the United States.
We always welcome people to come here and that we can share our culture with them.
It's North American Indian Days on the Blackfeet Reservation, a time of great celebration and reunion. The powwow began as a way for relatives to reconvene.
The families of Den at that point in time, they were outlying areas and they would all come together.
Decades later, that purpose still holds true.
It brings everyone together. We have a lot of displacement, you know, in our community, in our tribe, our nation rather.
The powwow celebration features dancing, drumming, Indian relays, a 4-H show, rodeo, vendors, and much more. Though it has some commercial aspects, it's rooted in tradition and pride.
It's important for us just to maintain that heritage that was given to us by our parents and our grandparents, you know. So a gathering like this for me is a renewal of that fight that we've always been in. All those old people before us that died trying to maintain this identity for us.
The North American Indian Days continue all weekend, ending after a full day of events on Sunday.
It's gonna be great.
From Browning, Owen Skornick-Hayes, MTN News.
A Great Falls mom, teacher's aide, and food blogger is about to share her family recipes on a national stage. Bree Jameson is one of 8 home cooks competing in the upcoming season of The Great American Recipe on PBS. It premieres Friday night at 7 p.m. Jameson, who grew up in a Caribbean-American household, lives on Malmstrom Air Force Base with her husband, Chris, an airman, also with their 2 daughters. Bree and other home cooks filmed the series last fall on a farm in Nashville. Over 2 weeks, they prepared signature dishes, all while sharing the stories behind their food, and Bree was proud to represent her community.
I feel great pride about being able to represent Great Falls and the military community because, like, this is something I did. Like, I did it. It's not because of something else that was connected to this or whatever it may be. It really was just something I was passionate about, and it got to this scale, and it's been amazing.
After you watch her debut, stay tuned next week when MTN News will have a more in-depth story with Jameson about her background and experiences.